Today's episode is called How to Stop Being a Nice Guy.
If you're going to stop being a nice guy, you got to master 3 things.
Boundaries.
Balls.
Belief. Let's get it.
This is the Hear Him Out show, a show we created for men to be heard, where women are welcome to listen.
Yo, what's up, beautiful people? You know what it is. This is your boy, Monty.
And I am Shakim.
All right. So, you're a nice guy. All right? You like to open doors. You like to respond to texts right away. You like to say yes a hell of a lot more than you like to say no. And she likes that at first. But then over time, because you always saying yes, and you like experience, and you like boundaries and balls and belief, she likes to sit you down and have a little conversation, and you end the conversation with your ass in a friend zone. And then you go through your villain origin story, right? Now it's, fuck these hoes, all these women. You start a podcast bashing women. You embrace male toxicity, toxic masculinity. And now you find yourself the villain when all the while you were a nice guy. We get it. We get it. It's hard out here being a nice guy, right? Nice guys finish last. And sometimes they don't even let you finish. That's a different conversation. So what we're here to do, y'all, we're here to break down a few things in a few ways on how to stop being a nice guy. Now, Shakim, I'm sure like myself, you are a reformed nice guy. Let the people know.
Well, I did my time, I did my time back in the day. Did about 10, 12 years in the nice guy in the friend zone, boy. Ooh. And it took 2 things. Number one, it took a woman calling me out of nowhere telling me that she was pregnant while I thought I was dating her. Oh. And then
Hold up. Whoa. Okay.
You think you're dating somebody, all the while you're the homie, bro. So that was number one. And then number 2, it took for me going through my healing journey and then having my boundaries tested with a dating experience. She pushed it all the way to the edge. Ooh. And that was a big breakthrough for me. And ever since then, I've been healed and reformed. I've been on the good man phase for a few years now, trekking along.
Yo, that's real. You know what? Mine isn't as complicated or profound. My ass got cheated on a couple of times, right? See, now for me, all jokes aside, I grew up, my mother was addicted to drugs, and a lot of the men she dated were alcoholics and addicts themselves. So I grew up watching my mother get abused. I saw her and several other women in my family and any other woman surrounded by me, how they were being treated by men. So I wanted to be the opposite. You heard my mom, my sister, my aunties, and all this shit, right? And so I went the complete opposite. I'm like, I want to be so far removed from this type of dude. So I was like, oh, you got to open a door for a woman. You got to be nice. You got to give them whatever they want. You have to put them on a pedestal. You have to see things in them that they don't see in themselves. And it led to like, yo, look, I ain't ugly. Okay. I'm not saying I'm him, but I'm not him. Okay. and so I appear to a lot of women with the swag, the height, all that stuff, to be a bit of a fuckboy, to be that dude. And they like that and they're attracted to that. And then once they get to know me, like, oh, he's sweet, he's romantic. And it always started off well. It was always good in the beginning because it's like, oh, this is what we want. But we're going to share a video with y'all a little later. And in the comment sections when we had our live, a lot of women were asking, why don't they like nice guys? And the number one answer was they were boring. Which speaks to the toxicity in these type of women, but that's different. So because of my trauma I suffered as a child, I became too much of a nice guy. So I didn't have any of the things to stand up for myself. I always thought, put your woman first. This is all the shit you read about, all the stuff you hear about. And part of it might be the women I chose, might be. But if I'm taking full responsibility, that nice guy shit, it was just like, it was my perception of what a good man should be. Oh, yeah. And it took me growing out of that shit to realize, nah, it ain't that. Now you said something the other day, and I think I want everybody to get this real quick. You said the nice guy is a good man without what?
Oh, without experience.
Oh, yo, just hit on that for a second, because that shit is.
Yeah, because I say so. Experience to me is going out into the battlefield, making yourself capable, competent, putting yourself through the fire to realize what you're capable of. And when you do that, you naturally develop boundaries because you had a perspective of boundaries.
Right.
And I love that. I think that throughout my journey, whether it's combat, whether it's writing, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, all these things, you put yourself through the fire and you start to take the absolute potentiality, which is when we're in our head, we're like, as kids, we think a good man is all of these things. And then through the experience, you start narrowing it down. And by narrowing it down, you're naturally creating these boundaries. And without experience, without the scars, would you really know what you're capable of? Would you really know how to go about these things, et cetera, et cetera? And so for me, my big breakthrough came with experience, because I knew how to keep certain things at bay. I knew how to speak my truth. I knew how to stand up for what I believed in a certain way. For a while, I was too brash.
Hear him out.
Man.
Hear him out.
Dog, I feel so bad about that, man. My last relationship, she said, man, you're a word Nazi. Like, I don't even feel comfortable talking around you because you're a word Nazi. You pick at my words, and I feel like I'm like, oh, damn, I don't want to come off brash like that. I'm just learning my throat chakra for the first time, so it's a little rough in the beginning, you know?
That's real.
But that was me learning how to set my boundaries. Without experience, man, you're just a fucking...
You're a punching bag, B. You're a punching bag. No, but that experience, and that experience, but I think that's why so many dudes get out of their nice guy phase after a heartbreak. Because I think pain is probably one of our greatest teachers.
For sure.
Pain and loss and failure. Yeah. And when you fall in love and you get your little heart broken, that shit teaches you a lot. So like we said, you got to have three things: boundaries, balls, and beliefs. So let's talk about boundaries real quick. You touched on it. Boundaries, y'all. One of our previous episodes, we talked about the difference between like a nice guy, a fuckboy, and a good man. And the biggest thing is boundaries. Most of you nice guys out there, you simply don't have boundaries, dog. You do not have boundaries.
You picking her up from the airport, LAX, dog.
You're letting her. Oh, hell no.
You man, come on, brother. You kissing her dirty draws, brother.
And I know this is confusing, right? Because a lot of women. This is overgeneralization, but shut up. A lot of women out there, I want a man to lead and all this stuff. And a lot of nice guys, you might have the potential of a leader, but you're allowing whoever the hell you're dating to dictate every step of the relationship. Right? I know one of the things I went through as a nice guy, it would never happen again. Allowing my lady to have a guy best friend that we both knew, given the opportunity, would try to have sex with you. I'm all for having friends of the opposite sex. I think that is a healthy thing to do. But I can't have homegirls that like secretly, if I was like, yo, let me hit that, let's hit that. And you can't have your lady do that. And when I was going through my nice guy phase, I had no boundaries. I was like, well, y'all haven't, even though I know. And how long has it been since I met this dude? Those are the things. I didn't have boundaries. And a lot of nice guys, you don't have the boundaries. You don't have the boundaries. And the boundaries, let's just say it's a synonym for self-respect.
Hey,
you don't have enough self-respect to be like, yo, this is making me feel away. I feel uncomfortable about this situation. I feel underappreciated in this situation. I feel disrespected in this situation. Nice guys, you have all those emotions and feelings. You just don't have the next thing we about to talk about, which is balls, in order to talk about it. So let's talk about it, Shaquille.
Well, I would say that the synonym for balls would be confidence. And I think confidence is a sleeper when it comes to being a good man. So how can you lead a woman if you don't even have the confidence to know exactly where you're going, how you're going to get there, how to deal with the troubles that you're going to encounter along the way? How do you even know? You can't really stand on these things until you put yourself through the fire and look in the mirror and say, okay, I know I'm capable of these things. I'm not capable of everything, but I can lead this woman. If I'm in the bar with this woman and some shit goes down, I know me and her are getting out alive. Facts. I can't speak for the bartender, but me and her are getting out alive. So for me, putting yourself through the fire creates a certain level of confidence that changes the way you walk. This nigga just said this the other day. He was like, nigga, why do you walk like that? My homeboy Brandon was like, why you walk like that? I was like, walk like what? I'm just walking. He was like, man, you just like you ready to kill somebody, bro. It's not that. I just know myself, and but you know what, and that's real though. And that's telling right there. When somebody points out the way you walk. Now I've been clowned about my walk, all right, because I'm bow-legged, all right, whatever. Women find it sexy. We gotta make do with what we got. Right? I will say this. You brought up a good point, bro. If a woman wants to be led, and you think that she can't smell the lack of confidence on you, brother, they smell it from a mile away. She's going to eat you alive. So now I will say, I don't know whose job it is to teach a woman how to allow herself to be led. That's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation. But yo, spoiler alert, it's you. Yeah. You were supposed to lead out. Now, I know all the ladies out there is going to be talking about who are you to tell who to lead, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I've never met a man who knows his shit, who's not in his nice guy phase, who has a woman. I don't know if women nowadays don't know how to be led. I don't know if dudes don't know how to lead, whatever that is. But I know when I'm interacting with somebody who they believe they know what they're doing. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm so comfortable following G. I'm so comfortable because you know more. Yeah. And your confidence is showing that. And I think, like you said, that balls, that confidence for nice dudes. Like, you ain't got it.
Yeah.
So you're not a nice guy. So in defense of the female species, a lot of women are forced to be in positions where they do have to lead, where they do have to step up, because at any given moment, the situation can change and they can be left on their own. So some go with that fear. So if you're a nice guy, if she smells any of that lack of doubt,
she's gonna start kicking that into high gear.
100%. It's that self-preservation mode that's gonna kick in. It's like, ooh, I don't know if you say you got this vision, but I don't hear the confidence in your voice.
Well, so a message to our men: just don't waste her time. I know a lot of things we learn in real time, especially in close proximity relationships. But if you feel like you are not capable of leading this woman who's ready to be led, don't waste her time, brother, because a lot of these women out here, a lot of these queens out here are exhausting their masculinity because of survival mode. Oh. And I hate having to see that. I hate having to see my homegirls exhaust their masculinity. So if we're going to be able to lead these women properly, court these women properly, create a safe space for them to grow, then the confidence level has to be on 10. Fucking 100%. Go learn yourself, bro.
100%. And let's just expand the conversation real quick outside of that. When we talk about you gotta have balls, yo, we're not just talking about in pursuing a woman. That's not may not be your main goal. Do you have the balls to go after what you want in life? Do you have the balls to go after your dreams, your career, that thing in job? Because this is the thing about the nice guy. You're almost a nice guy in every damn situation.
How you do one thing is how you do all things.
The nice guy, we know you're compassionate, you're understanding, but you're also passive.
Yeah.
And that spreads to every aspect of your life, your relationship, your jobs, your family, and all this stuff. And then you wonder why you feel underappreciated. You wonder why you get looked over. You wonder why you get friend zoned. There's a certain balls and belief you got to have in yourself. And speaking of belief, let's go to the last beat you got to have, right? So we talked about boundaries. We talk about balls. You got to have belief in yourself. You got to actually believe I'm worthy of the shit I say I want. I'm worthy of this dream. I'm worthy of being an author. I'm worthy of being a husband who has a wife and kids and stuff. I'm worthy of securing the bag. Whatever it is, you got to have belief. That's why these assholes out here, and we're not even talking about fuckboys in a relationship, just the assholes, just the people who look like just those unlikable characters. They look like they winning because they got enough balls and belief to go after whatever the hell they say they want to go after. And that shit is attractive to the ladies. But that's why a lot of these assholes out here seem like they're winning, because you're a nice guy, because you don't want to be that. You know you're better than that, but they got a certain amount of belief and confidence in themselves. Now let me throw a little something out there, because there might be some nice guys out there that are like, yo, how do I gain that confidence? How do I gain that belief? And you said something, we're having a conversation the other day. It's application. So if you don't believe in yourself right now because you had some trauma issues when you were a kid, because you've been beat down, because nobody ever told you that you're good enough. Let's say if you don't believe in yourself, cool. Believe in the work. Believe in the process. Do the thing you need to do. Get so good at it that the belief comes naturally.
Yeah, sure.
I believe, like right now, this is my brother. He's also my martial arts teacher and stuff, and he's teaching me weapons and stuff, and we working on these collie sticks. And I look like a damn goober at first. I'm over here twirling the stick, like I'm about 6'3" big brother over here, just like twirling the stick. It's like, who is this Negro?
This nigga with this stick.
Right. I'm just and I'm trying to hide it and do stuff like on the low, because I was like, I ain't got no confidence. I look stupid. But a year into it, I'm going down the street. I'm over here. It looks like I'm strung out. People doing all that. I didn't have confidence in myself to learn the skill, but I put so much time in through repetition. And I think that applies to anything you do. If you don't have confidence in yourself, nice guy. If you don't have belief in yourself, nice guy, have belief in the process. Practice. Become so skillful and so competent at the shit you want to do that it becomes second nature. Of course, you're a nice guy. That's why you got to have boundaries. And you don't have the confidence in yourself to set those boundaries. You don't have the belief in yourself to go about your stuff and have balls and confidence in yourself, that you just allow shit to happen. You got to go, like you said, it's that experience. It's the scars where you get the lessons, where you get the confidence. After you had your heart broken for a couple of times, you get callous.
Yeah, you do.
After you've been walked over in friend zone, you get a little callous, and that's either going to make you utterly fearful. You can be like, you know what? It hurts, but guess what? I'm still standing.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna go on to the next one and the next one until I arrive at this point to where I can be like, yo, I'm out of this nice guy phase.
Yeah.
I got the boundaries. I got the balls. I got the belief in myself. Now I'm walking in that version of myself. The way you said your homies walk, there's a walk.
Yeah, and when you walk that way, man, you just attract a completely different frequency of being.
It's can it forgive me at the cost of being a little egotistical, right? I've been clowned for my walk, right? Even my lady talk about my walk. Even a couple of my homies talk about my walk, and they're like, "You just walk like you think you this." It's not a I don't walk. It's not a conscious thing. It's not because I think. It's because I am. I walk in a certain way, even though I'm mad heavy footed. You know, sorry to my downstairs neighbors. But even though I'm heavy footed, it's like I walk with a damn purpose because I know what the hell it was like to walk dragging my damn feet, my head down, not able to make eye contact because all the trauma I suffered, all the heartbreak, all the loss when I was in a nice guy phase, when I was just playing fucking small.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like in my body. Yeah. So many people do this. This is a physical representation of how many people walk in a damn life. And nice guy, you go around like this. Hey, no problem. What can I do? You talking about being of service? No, you better sit your ass up.
You better sit your ass up. You better your fucking shoulders back.
You better.
It's a war out here.
Yo, you better speak like. And this ain't no toxic masculinity shit. It's just like, yo, I'm here. I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose. Do you want to collaborate? Do you want to do this? Do you want to date? Whatever that may be. But don't come with no bullshit. Yeah. Don't try to slight me. Don't, as we say where I'm from, don't try to sun me. Don't do that shit. Like, I don't see myself any less worthy than you of what the hell you want. Yeah. That's how you get out of that nice guy phase, y'all. Sure. And you get into a good man.
Sure. Well, if I could say one practice that'll help with this whole process, it's something that I did when I was younger, because maybe it's an actual nucleus to even begin that blossoming process that you stated that is required. So I would say to just think of the man that you see yourself being in your most ideal, successful way, and then make a list of the traits. And don't be
hold up. Yeah. Hear him out. This is some real shit. Go ahead.
Don't be egotistical about it. Don't judge yourself and say it can. If you grew up with a Christian background, saying that the most successful version of yourself has $10 million in a savings could fuck with your head, and you might not write it on the paper. But there's something that you know about who you could be that is it's tangible. It's in your brain. It's at the forefront of your brain. If you write it down, that'll give you a map to the quest that you have to go on to get these scars, to fortify yourself. I always knew I wanted to do martial arts, but it's not because I wanted to hurt people. It's because I felt like there was some form of apprenticeship that was required to become a damn king.
Facts.
And if you're not going to go through the apprenticeship, these women can see through it. I'm telling you, they'll play along for a little bit, but you know how many nice guys I know who got cheated on, who got left in the dust.
Friend zone, cheated on, played.
And it's beautiful. You still get that's a scar in itself, so you get your lesson out of that.
Facts.
But there's only so many scars that you could take before you start hating the world and everything.
And so maybe with these woman hating podcasts talking about bitches ain't shit and all that. We're not going that far.
Like, bitches ain't shit. Right? Sure. Okay, sure. And then maybe you have to grow so that you can attract a completely different demographic of women, because there are queens out here. I know.
Yo.
I know.
Yo,
you know.
Yeah, we do know. Like it looks.
Stu knows. Hey, we know. Like,
yo, and it's real shit. And I know we throwing a lot. All right, and we're gonna wrap this up soon. But we some very talented, good looking motherfucker. We got it. But yo, we can talk about this shit because we've been there, y'all. Don't judge a book by its cover. I cannot tell you that nice guy feeling of you think you're doing the right thing and it gets turned on its head. That shit sucks.
Yes.
And there has to be an evolution. You have to grow the hell up. Stop letting everybody walk all over you with having no boundaries. Stop lacking the balls and the courage and the confidence to actually go after who and whatever the hell you want in life. You got to start having belief in yourself. And if you don't have belief in yourself, have belief in the process. Yeah. Have belief in the practice. Have belief in the work. You got to have faith and belief in something, and you do it enough, and then that's how it comes. And let me tell you, it is a different feeling, and I know you can contest to this. When you come into your own, when you get out of that phase and be like, I got the scars. Yeah. I got the experience.
Nigga, hell yeah.
And now I know who I am, and I know what not to deal with. I know what shit not to take. Yo, it is a great feeling to be like, oh, I know who I am. I know what I'm worthy of. And I love this version of me.
I'm going to just say one little allegory that goes along with what you just said. My birth name is Jacob, and I grew into Shakim. And Jacob in the book in the Hebrew scriptures was a man who had to at one point wrestle with an angel. Some people will say he wrestled with an angel. Some people will say he wrestled with God. But in a cave at one point, Jacob wrestled literally with an angel. And once he hemmed the angel up, he said, I'm not letting you go until you give me a blessing. Jacob said this to the angel. The angel was like, let me go, nigga, let me go.
Have you ever choked a dude to get a blessing?
To get a blessing. And the nigga, to get Jacob up off of him, he tapped his hip so that his hip would pop out of the socket. And so for the rest of Jacob's life, he got his blessing though. So the rest of his life, he walked with a limp. He was never the same. But when he changed his name to Israel, after that, he received his blessing. And from him came all of the tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel. You see everybody from that line. But the nigga never walked the same. He had a limp on him. He had his scars. So I got shit that's wrong with me. My eyes a little fucked up. I got scars and, certain things. But at the end of the day, like he said, I never walk the same. I'll never stand the same. My name is different.
Facts.
My belief in myself is different.
Facts.
And the queen knows this about me. She could see the essence of it in me. So it's like, if you can have the confidence to put yourself through that masterclass apprenticeship, that fire, that nightmare, then I promise there's light on the other side. We are living proof of it.
Yo, you know what? This just feels like a culmination, a completion.
Yeah,
like we throwing a lot at y'all, right? So for the nice guys out there, I hope you take the notes. I hope you take this information, right? Because this is coming from some reformed nice guys who had to transition through a fuckboy phase, a wolf in sheep's clothing type shit, until we actually came into our own, and now we here. And now there's nothing wrong with you for being a nice guy. But what I'm saying is you will be taken advantage of if you choose to stay that way. The only difference between a good guy, a good man, and a nice guy, good man being the positive, nice guy being the formative, you actually took the experience and you learned from those lessons. You actually set the boundaries. You actually have the balls to go after what you want. And you actually got the belief that you actually deserve what the hell you want. So that's all we want for y'all.
Shay.
So, we're going to do a little something real quick. We're going to do a little something real quick before we wrap this up. Here on the Hear 'Em Out show, we like to clear the space, right? We like to leave you better than you were when you got here. We like to leave the physical space better than when we first got here. So, Shakim, what we got today?
Shay, we got the chimes, man. The chimes is a good way to send everybody off on this pineal gland frequency. It's an A. It's awakening. It's like a bell ringing the truth within you that there is a good man within you that must blossom forward, my friend. Shay.
Shay, yo, the space has been clear, y'all. I hope y'all been vibing with us, okay? This is the Hear 'Em Out show. Not only is it a place for men to be heard where women are welcome to listen, we talk all things mental health, mental toughness, and spiritual wellness. So this has been the Hear 'Em Out show, a place for men to be heard when women are welcome to listen.
And our aim is to speak truth, add value, and offer a perspective that has the opportunity to lead to growth and elevation.
Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Hey.